Okay, we're continuing our journey to try reenact our victory against Baron Geddon. We were recording, but our computer decided to spaz out and say it couldn't figure out the file, and I don't know. Some crazy sequence of events where we lost the file. We have a 1-drop, that's a good start. Yeah, a few games ago we really got unlucky. I feel like tapping is actually better than getting the loot hoarder out. Having a lot of cards is really important to being able to play on curve. Yeah, so if we tap and don't get a 1-drop, we have to play the Power Overwhelming, which is pretty yucky. We could Nerubian and just Power Overwhelming that. I think we just Void Terror. He'll probably Living Bomb it, because why is he not playing things? He must have a bunch of drops. Yeah, it's pretty unlucky for us. We did not get a 3-drop or a 1-drop. Well, I guess Void Terror isn't really a play what you want to play as a 3-drop. Yeah, we have a 6/5 that dies. Okay, so now we tap. And Nerubian or Loot Hoarder. What's he likely to play on turn 4? Does he have Fireguard Destroyers? I feel like we don't get much from the Nerubian right now. May as well draw some card. He only has 2 mana, that's a good trade for us. Okay, so we have a lot of cards.
Hey, give me that!
Antique Healbot now. Nope. It's a better answer. Having lots of cards is really helpful. Okay, so I guess we Wailing Soul that and tap. If we draw a Mortal Coil, that would be pretty nice. Would it? I take it back. We'll use it next turn anyway. It leaves us with 1 mana short. Oh, Wailing Souls is really good to that. Good thing we have the other one. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. This is pretty clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can't afford the tap. So that's 3 Living Bombs he's used. Time for number 4. How many of these does he have? I guess at least 4. We still have answers. That one's not ideal. Oh my god, and please, Thaddeus. Ah, because then we could Void Terror both. Okay, so how do we want to use our mana here? 3 and 5. Seems pretty good. We don't want to Recombobulator it because we actually do want it to die. And this does destroy them. So that when Thaddeus comes out, or sorry, Stalag, when he dies there's a Thaddeus. It's a pretty big one. Doesn't have another Living Bomb, thank goodness. Ooh, this seems really good to get out. 5 and 2 and 2. Let's tap. I guess we just charge into that. I want to get this out to get Thaddeus out sooner rather than later. Okay, seems promising. This can die to Lava Burst, stuff like that. What's he gonna hit it on? That? Really? Okay. Guess I'm fine with that. Can Mortal Coil that. Man, have we got through our deck efficiently. 10, 17, 20. We're not close to killing him yet. So we almost certainly want to kill that. Mortal Coil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mortal Coil, we're at 9. We can Mortal Coil and tap. That's 3 mana. Then how do we use 7 mana? We want to put out as few creatures as possible. So I guess the Piloted Shredder and the Golem. Yeah. Still might be too much. Maybe we just go 5 and 4. Because at least if something dies, it doesn't. We're filling up our board much more quickly than we'd like. But we do have Power Overwhelmings to kill things off. Can get more value out of that. We go 4, 3 and tap. This is always scary. Because if we fill up our board, we can't actually play the things that save us from living bombs. I think we deliberately want to trade things that die. So that we make space. 23, we're getting close to having lethal as well. Okay, so like I just said, we want to trade things. Should have traded it into that. If it's a Doomsayer, we can silence it. Armor made to fit. I like that.
Die now.
10, 21. Need to be careful of Molten Giants too. So the biggest things we can get out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can tap, 5 and 2 is 7, and 3 is what? Blah, blah, blah. So it's a little disturbing. Do we double Power Overwhelming this? We still have answers to Living Bombs. We have 1 answer. Well, yeah, we still do. Okay, so we want to tap. We have lots, in fact. And help kill our minions to make space for things. Oh, whoops, that was dumb. We don't actually get the benefit of it. Yeah, that was a bit dumb. Go for health. And a 1-drop, I guess. See, this is so scary now, because if he Living Bombs, we don't have space. Or we left 1 spot to actually change something. Oh, his Molten Giants come way earlier than I thought because his... Wait, what? What's his health? His health is 50. When you're at 10, it's free. When you're at 20, okay, whatever. Do we have lethal? 21, 25, 26, 3, 29, 30, 10 short. Can do some trading. Oh, this is a good chance to clear our board of minions we don't really want. 4, 7, buff that. Yeah, pretty sure this is right. Now we actually have space to play things and not die. How'd we get armor? Oh, the armor smith, right? 5 and 3 would be ideal. Don't have a 3. 5, 2, 1.
You die now.
If he has another Molten Giant, it becomes free, but we're getting him down to within lethal range of both of these. I think we just get damage on the board. 5, 1, and 2. We still have space to play something. Okay, surely we have this. Don't freak out, computer. Okay. Yes, do yourself more damage, please. Oh, we need to be MM hard. It's the best. So 11 is the most damage we can do. 10... We could turn this into a Deathwing, but it won't be able to attack. Can we do 11 damage with our other things? 4, 7, 9. Can we grow this? 5, 8, 10. I don't think we can do 22 damage. I think we can only do 10 and 11. 21. 5 and 3 is 8 and 2 is 9. Oh, we can kill this. Pretty sure that gives us more options. We gotta BM him, man. This boss is too ridiculous. Now, can we do... Let's see. 16 damage with these guys. Yeah, we can buff that twice. We solved the puzzle of max overkill. Boom! Baron Geddon, we take you down again. Pray the the computer does not freak out. Let's take a look at the deck.
Yes.
Here is the deck. It is centered around having a good mana curve, heal bots to heal you up so that you can tap as much as possible. Whenever you are not desperate to play something and you know, you're not behind on board, you want to tap, because the more cards you have, the more options you have to fill out your mana curve. And the less likely you are to run out of cards, so that it's basically impossible to fill out all 10 mana when you get to 10 mana turns. You want to mulligan exclusively for 1-drops, your Undertakers and Zombie Chows and Flame Imps, because taking that initial 10 damage, especially if he then plays a Flame Imp, like, you just take so much damage so quickly you won't be able to tap, and you're not going to be able to keep filling your mana curve. Mortal Coils help a lot in filling out your mana curve, killing something off, drawing another card. That's why the Loot Hoarder's in there too, to replace itself, so you have card options. I'm gonna sound repetitive. Power Overwhelming works really well with Nerubian Eggs, and Void Terrors, and just if something's a living bombed and you don't have other answers, just Power Overwhelming it, attack him in face, and it will die at the end of your turn before the start of his turn, which would trigger the living bomb. So it's another living bomb answer. The 1-drops are basically just to be able to play on turn 1 and not take 10 damage. Nerubian Eggs are protection against Hellfire and work well with things like Void Terror, especially if you're Void Terroring something that's living bomb to save it and get an extra 2 health from the Nerubian Egg and pop it into a 4/4, etc. Recombobulator I replaced the Owls with because it's a bit more unpredictable. You don't know what you're gonna get, but if your minion's like at low health, like 5 mana minion at low health, replacing it will usually up its value, and it's a bigger body than an Owl. Instead of a 2/1, it's a 3/2, which can actually be pretty helpful for doing more damage. Harvest Golem's a durable 3-drop. I'm a bit torn about the Death Rattles. At first I put them in because of his Hellfires. My thinking was if he AoEs, you still have creatures on board. But having creatures that spawn other creatures can be a liability, because once you've filled up your board, you have 2 problems. You cannot play minions to get rid of the mana in your hand and use up your 10 mana. And you don't have space to play some of your answers like Spellbreaker, Void Terror, Recombobulator, like when things get living bombed. If your board is full and you don't have Power Overwhelmings, you're basically just like, okay, nothing I can do, I'm taking 10 damage, this sucks. Okay, Piloted Shredders are really good 4-drops, obviously. Spellbreaker, just another silence option. Wailing Soul, really good if he's living bombed multiple things. A little bit of a liability just because it silences some of your Death Rattles, your Void Terrors go back to 3/3. If you have a second one of Fugan or Starlag out, it's not going to summon Thaddeus anymore, etc. So you need to use it sparingly, but obviously sometimes it can save you big time, especially if it's neutralizing multiple living bombs at once. Antique Heal Bots so that you can heal up and keep drawing cards like crazy. Fugan and Starlag to get Thaddeus out so you can just do damage and damage and damage. And Sludge Belchers to get in the way of his creatures. Also has Death Rattle. Death Rattle works pretty well with Undertakers. If you get him to use the Lava Shock on that or a Fire Elemental Battle Cry or whatever, it's relatively good because otherwise it would be hitting something of more value like a Antique Heal Bot or Piloted Shredder. So that's the deck. It's you need to be a little bit lucky, but I think it's pretty strong. Warlock actually, between things like Void Terror and Power Overwhelmings and Nerubians, all of these combo really well with dealing with his threats and getting big threats dealing with the living bombs and getting big threats out at the same time. It's pretty well suited in that respect. And we have beat him twice with this deck now. The only change the first time was we had Ironbeak Owls instead of Recombobulators. I think Recombobulators are better. Anyway, that's the deck. Hope you have luck with it too if you're still trying to defeat Baron Geddon. See you next time.